There are people walking around this world who are already dead, they just haven't made it to the grave yet. You've seen them, eyes dull, shoulders slumped, routine etched into every movement. They're not living, they're existing. And maybe, just maybe, you've felt it in yourself too. You wake up, same alarm, same routine, same empty feeling in your chest that you try to cover with caffeine, noise, distraction. But deep inside, there's this small voice, a whisper asking, is this it? Is this what life is supposed to feel like? Let me ask you something, and I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. Are you alive, or are you just not dead yet? Because there's a difference. Being alive is not about your heart beating. It's about fire, it's about purpose, it's about knowing why the hell you're here and refusing to go quietly. Somewhere along the way, maybe life hit you, maybe hard, you fell, you hurt, you doubted yourself. And instead of standing up and fighting, you started dimming your light. You started shrinking to fit into a world that doesn't even know your name, and that's the slow death. That's what I'm talking about. You start to bury your dreams, you silence your truth, you numb your feelings, you stop showing up. And the worst part is no one sees the funeral because you're still walking, talking, working, but inside. You're gone, and I'm here to wake you the hell up, not gently, not politely, but like someone grabbing your shoulders, shaking you and screaming, it is not over, you are not done, you are not dead. You don't die when your heart stops. You die the moment you stop trying, stop feeling, stop believing. So don't you dare settle, don't you dare give up, because there is more in you. And if you keep watching this, I promise you something inside of you is going to come back to life. There are people walking around this world who are already dead, they just haven't made it to the grave yet. You've seen them, eyes dull, shoulders slumped, routine etched into every movement. They're not living, they're existing. And maybe, just maybe, you've felt it in yourself too. You wake up, same alarm, same routine, same empty feeling in your chest that you try to cover with caffeine, noise, distraction. But deep inside, there's this small voice, a whisper asking, is this it? Is this what life is supposed to feel like? Let me ask you something, and I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. Are you alive, or are you just not dead yet? Because there's a difference. Being alive is not about your heart beating. It's about fire, it's about purpose, it's about knowing why the hell you're here and refusing to go quietly. Somewhere along the way, maybe life hit you, maybe hard, you fell, you hurt, you doubted yourself. And instead of standing up and fighting, you started dimming your light. You started shrinking to fit into a world that doesn't even know your name. And that's the slow death. That's what I'm talking about. You start to bury your dreams. You silence your truth. You numb your feelings. You stop showing up. And the worst part is no one sees the funeral because you're still walking, talking, working. But inside, you're gone, and I'm here to wake you the hell up, not gently, not politely, but like someone grabbing your shoulders, shaking you and screaming, it is not over, you are not done, you are not dead. You don't die when your heart stops. You die the moment you stop trying, stop feeling, stop believing. So don't you dare settle, don't you dare give up, because there is more in you. And if you keep watching this, I promise you something inside of you is going to come back to life. You see them every day, maybe in your office, maybe in your own family, maybe in the mirror, people who have flatlined emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and they've convinced themselves this is just normal. This is just how life is. But let me tell you something, just because it's common doesn't mean it's right. There's an epidemic of people living without being alive. It's not drugs, it's not disease, it's numbness, it's settling. It's silence, and it kills more dreams than any failure ever could. You know what I'm talking about. That moment you wanted to speak up, but you stayed quiet. That moment you had a dream, but you said, it's too late. That moment you looked at your reflection and didn't even recognize who the hell was staring back. And what happens over time? You become someone you were never meant to be. You go to a job you hate, hang out with people who drain your soul, do things you don't believe in just to make it to Friday, just to escape for the weekend, and then what? Back to the loop, back to pretending, back to slowly fading. Let's be real, you've been so damn scared of being hurt again that you've built walls around your heart. But what you don't realize is that those walls became a prison. You locked yourself in. You threw away the key, and every time life offers you a spark, a chance, a connection, a new path, you say no. Because no feels safer than yes, but safe doesn't set your soul on fire. You've been dying in pieces. Every time you say, I can't, a piece of you dies. Every time you quit on yourself, another piece fades away. But here's the truth: you weren't born to slowly decay while pretending you're okay. You were born to burn with purpose, to rise with conviction, to leave a mark so loud the world has to pay attention. You're not here to exist, you're here to live, and not just live life fully, fiercely, wildly, unapologetically. You've got a gift. You've got a calling, and I'm telling you right now, the clock is ticking. You don't get forever. So what are you doing with your one shot? Because whether you realize it or not, you've been asleep at the wheel of your own life. And now it's time to wake up, time to take the wheel, time to break the loop before the loop breaks you. You didn't just wake up one day and decide to live half a life. No one chooses that on purpose. But somewhere along the line, things happened, and slowly you started giving little pieces of yourself away. You see, people don't just stop chasing dreams because they're lazy, they stop because they've been burned. Because they tried and life slapped them in the face. Because they put their heart into something or someone and it didn't go the way they hoped. So what do? We retreat, we hide, we stop dreaming altogether. We tell ourselves, I'm fine, it's just life. But that's the lie. That's how death starts, not physical death, but soul death, the death of belief, the death of effort, the death of wonder. Let's talk about what really kills us before our time. Fear is the quiet assassin. It doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers, you're not good enough. What if you fail again? What will they think? And little by little, you believe it. You give your power away. You play small, and here's the kicker: you think you're being smart. You call it being realistic, but it's not realism, it's resignation. Then there's comfort, the killer with a smile. See, we're addicted to comfort. Addicted to what's familiar, even if it's slowly destroying us. You've got a routine that's suffocating your growth, but you won't break it because at least you know how it feels. And we'd rather stay in known misery than risk the unknown possibility of joy. And let's not forget your past. You've let it become a prison guard. Maybe someone told you you're never going to be anything. Maybe you failed once, and now every time you get close to a breakthrough, your mind drags you back to that moment. That moment when you felt worthless, that moment you gave up. But I've got news for you. That moment is not who you are. That failure wasn't your identity. It was just feedback. It was a lesson. The problem is, you didn't learn from it, you let it define you. You built your whole damn life around avoiding pain, when what you really needed was to walk through it, face it, and come out the other side stronger. You've been taught to survive, not to live. You've been taught to shut up, sit down, play nice when what you needed was someone to say, screw that, get up, speak loud, go all in. I want to ask you something right now, and I want you to answer from the core of who you are. Who told you that you weren't enough? Who made you believe you had to settle? And why the hell did you believe them? Because that belief, that false story, is what's keeping you stuck. And until you face it, until you confront it, you will keep dying in small ways every single day. But listen to me closely, and I mean this with every ounce of truth I've got. You didn't choose this sleepwalk, but you can choose to wake up. You can rip those false beliefs out of your system. You can stop waiting to be saved and realize you are the one you've been waiting for. Let's stop pretending there's no cost to playing it safe. Let's stop lying to ourselves that someday is still out there waiting. Because the truth is brutal, there's a price for every single second you spend disconnected from your purpose, hiding from your truth, running from your potential. And that price is your life. You think staying quiet is harmless. You think ignoring that voice inside you is no big deal. Then let me ask you, how many dreams have already died in you? How many chances have you let slip because you were too scared to leap? How many people never got the real you because you were too busy pretending to be someone else? Let's be real, you don't get the years back. You don't get a refund on wasted time. Every day you wake up and stay asleep on the inside is a day you'll never get again. And if that doesn't shake you, then you're not listening. You think you're avoiding pain by staying in your comfort zone. No, you're guaranteeing it. You're just spreading it out over decades. You're trading sharp pain for a slow, quiet kind of suffering that you carry in your chest every damn day. I've talked to people on their deathbeds, people who had success, money, followers. You know what they say? I wish I had risked more. I wish I'd said what I needed to say. I wish I had lived. And not one of them said, I wish I had played it safer. And not one, because when the clock's running out, the truth hits you like a freight train. You were capable of so much more. But you buried it under excuses, fears, opinions that were never even yours to begin with. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine standing at your own funeral, watching it all from above. People gather. They talk about your kindness, your reliability, your smile, and then there's this silence, a long silence, because deep down they all knew you held back. You had more in you and they felt it, but it never came out. Not fully. There's a gravestone, it reads your name, and underneath the truth, here lies someone who never truly lived. Is that what you want? Because that's what happens when you don't decide to wake the hell up and take your life back. That's what happens when you choose comfort over growth, silence over truth, fear over fire. You are not here to pay bills and wait to die. You are not here to just get by. You are here to ignite, to lead, to create, to love so hard it scares people, to pursue something so real it wakes your soul up every morning. You are here to live full and die empty. So I'm asking you now, not with judgment, but with love, what's it costing you to stay the same? What's the price of your comfort? What's the pain that's coming if you don't change? Because when you answer that and you feel it deep in your bones, that's when you're ready for the next level. Now that you've felt the weight of staying asleep, it's time to rise. Because something inside you already knows you weren't made for this half-life. You weren't designed to live numb. You weren't born to shrink, to survive, to be tolerated. You were created to become something that shocks the world with its intensity, with its purpose, with its fire. But that starts with a decision. Not a decision you make with your mouth, a decision you make with your soul. A decision to wake up and never go back to sleep again. A decision to stop handing over the keys to your life to fear, to doubt, to what other people might think. Right here, right now, this moment, this is your line in the sand. This is where the old version of you dies. The one that played small, the one that made excuses, the one that begged for permission, that version of you, gone, and what's being born is the real you, the bold you, the honest you, the one who isn't afraid to feel again. To risk again, to speak truth again, to live again. So close your eyes for a second right now. I want you to imagine waking up tomorrow morning with fire in your eyes. You know what you stand for. You know what you're building. You've got this unshakable clarity, not because the world changed, but because you did. You move differently. You speak differently. You carry yourself with a presence that says, I'm back and I'm not going anywhere. And people will feel it. They'll say, what happened to you? And you'll say, I stopped dying and I started living. That's the shift. Now I'm not saying it's going to be easy. The world will still try to pull you back into the fog. But now you've got a mission, and when you have a mission, distractions lose their power, doubt becomes noise, pain becomes fuel. I want to tell you about someone who made that shift. They were lost completely. Depressed, isolated, counting down the days like life was a sentence. But one day, they got sick of their own excuses, sick of the smallness, and they made the decision, this ends now. They started with one small step. Just one. Didn't matter what it was, they moved. They made a call, took a risk, said the thing that had been buried for years. And every time they showed up, even scared, a little more of their soul came back online. Now they're a force, not perfect, not fearless, but alive, fully alive. And guess what? That story, it can be yours, but you've got to own it. You've got to choose it, because nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to hand you permission. You are the author now, and this next chapter, it's not going to write itself. You're not stuck. You're just afraid, and that's okay. But fear is not the enemy, it's the compass. It points to the exact place you need to go, so if it scares you, lean in. If it stretches you, chase it. If it makes you feel alive, do it again, because this is it, your life, your story, your rebirth. And I'm telling you right now, the old you is done, the warrior is awake. Now that you've woken up, now that the old version of you is gone, what happens next? You build. You don't just wake up and hope. You don't light the fire once and expect it to last forever. You fan that flame every single day. You become intentional, because real change, it isn't just emotional, it's strategic, it's daily, it's earned. So let's get practical. Step 1, claim your identity. Who are you now? Not who you used to be, not who they told you you were. Who are you choosing to become? Get clear, get loud. Say it out loud. I am not a slave to my past. I am not a victim of my fear. I am a creator. I am a builder. I am a leader. I am alive. Step 2, destroy your limits. Write them down. All the lies you've been believing. I'm not smart enough. I'm too old. I don't have time. I always mess it up. You take those lies and you burn them, physically, emotionally, mentally destroy them, and replace them with new language. Because your words shape your world. You don't rise above your story, you rise with it. Step 3, build your rituals. Your life is shaped by what you do when no one is watching. The world sees your highlight reel, but your destiny is built in the dark. So, what are your habits? What are you feeding your mind? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What are you tolerating that you should be rejecting? You can't be reborn in the same environment that buried you. You need new standards, new rules, a new vision so powerful it pulls you out of bed with fire in your chest. And here's what's beautiful, you don't have to change everything at once. You just have to commit to never going back. One choice at a time, one day at a time, and you build momentum until you become unstoppable. People are going to doubt you. Let them. They don't have your vision. They don't know what it cost you to come alive. Let them talk. Let them watch, because you're not here to convince anyone. You're here to become undeniable. Your power is not in what you say, it's in what you do, what you refuse to settle for, what you demand from yourself when nobody's clapping. This is the season of war, the season of becoming, and the battlefield isn't out there. It's in your mind, every thought, every belief, every hesitation, that's where the fight is. But you've got the tools now. You've got the fire, and you've got the truth. You were never broken, you were never done, you were just asleep, and now you're awake. So here you are awake, not perfect, not fearless, but alive. And that's everything, because the moment you choose to live fully, the moment you refuse to die before your death, that's the moment everything changes. Your past doesn't define you. Your pain doesn't imprison you. It shapes you, it builds you, it launches you. You don't need a sign from the universe, you're the sign. You don't need more time, you need more truth. This is your moment, the moment where the old story ends and the real one begins. So go, speak the words you've been silencing, do the thing that scares the hell out of you, take the risk, burn the plan B, love with your whole chest, stand like you were born for this because you were. Don't you dare go quietly, don't you dare settle into the shadows again. Live so boldly that when you're gone, the world has to pause and say, that one really lived, because you didn't die before your death. You came alive and never looked back.